Hi everyone, welcome back to Amy's Little Homestead. It's Sunday, October 13th, and I wanted to show a little bit of what I've been doing to try and get ready for the upcoming fall and winter that we've got that's quickly approaching. So as you can see, I haven't done anything here with all of the drainage issues that I have. It's just going to have to continue on through the fall and winter of this year, and hopefully next year I can get to it. But just real quick, there's the house and the shed that's got some of the tools and stuff. I did get a whole bunch of mulch moved here, and I got 3 more crepe myrtles from Home Depot. They were $13.98, $14.98, I can't remember. But anyways, 2 of them are trees and 2 of them are shrubs. And they are a pink crepe myrtle, so they'll get about anywhere from 10 to 25 feet tall. So they will fill in nicely here. And my mom wanted to do a cottage garden, and so we're going to have a little bit taller stuff all along the back side of the property line here. And then in front we'll have shrubbery and then flowers of all different sorts. And so I have a whole bunch of bulbs that'll be planted here this fall. I have a lot of tulips and iris and daffodils and alliums and I don't know what else, some irises. So a lot of different bulbs. But as you can see, the stuff I planted last week is really doing pretty good. The asters are doing really well. The stalks are doing pretty good. And the Mexican petunias, you can just sort of barely see them there, but they are there, and they're doing pretty good. So yeah, so I'm excited. These are the other crepe myrtles that I planted a couple of weeks ago with more of the plants. Now we did have a little bit more work that got done during the week. My son-in-law came over and helped me pound in a couple more T-posts. So basically we hit rock. So they were pretty much as deep as they were going to go. But he provided me with a bunch of these used cattle panels and T-posts. And so I was able to build a grape trellis here. So I'll end up with a total of 5 grapes on this trellis. And so I'll have that all filled in. And these are all, again, that's the Catawba grape. So it is a grape that's good for here in Zone 7 here in Oklahoma. And then the brush pile that I was getting all the wood mulch in had a couple of big pieces. And I'm hoping if I put them in here that they may help slow some of the erosion that's going on down here. I don't know, we'll see. It's worth a shot. But there's the rose bushes. They're doing pretty good. And they're still blooming. And then another flower. The squash are doing a little bit. And then here is a little pumpkin. I don't know if you can see it, but it's not very big. Oh, there's a whole bunch of them. There's 4 of them right there. I don't think 2 of them got pollinated, but that's okay. And the rhubarb is doing pretty good, actually. So I think the rhubarb is actually going to end up having to be moved because pretty much where this wooden stake is and right in front of these trellises, I'm going to have it just like a foot or 2. This side of them will be the fence that encloses the orchard so that eventually the chickens that are over there can come out and really enjoy this whole area. So let's go look at the chickens. But on the way we can see the Chester raspberries doing pretty good. And then like I said, I'll have the Joan Jay will go all along here. But I've got 2 of these Doyle's blackberries, and they are both doing really good now that I've got them in the ground. And that is, I want to say that's a Navajo. And I did also get this 3rd trellis up that's just a single cattle panel, but it's going to have a couple more blackberries on it when they come in the spring. So I need to get my ladder taken in. But the chickens are here. I do not have the smartest chickens. Let me just say, they have not figured out how to go in the chicken coop. I have put them in for a solid week, and they still do not come and get in. About 3 of them seem to manage to make it in there each night. So we will see. I don't know. It's a lot. I'm figuring they may just have to learn to live outside and fend for themselves. So we'll see. This is that Moonglow pear that I planted last week. It's lost some leaves, but it's also fall, so I sort of expect it. Once it goes dormant, it does have a couple of branches that I need to prune off. So that is not something that I am really strong at, but I am hopefully going to learn, and I want to see if I can't find somebody maybe locally that is really good at it and can sort of teach me the tips and tricks with my fruit trees, because I have this pear, I have an apple here, and a peach. Where's the peach? You can barely see the peach just right there. So those were all going to need to be pruned up this year once they go dormant. So here over in the garden area, I did get some more stuff done. So I had to move stuff all around because I borrowed the neighbor's tractor. But as you can see, I am getting some beds filled. So I have these 2, and this one is completed as well. These 2 still need some garden soil on top. And then this one had to get moved because when you look, I was working from home one day, because yes, I do work a full-time job, and found that when we were capping off sprinkler systems, we missed one line. And so this one's going to get closed off, and it's going to get a hose like this so that I can use it for here in the garden, and I will run all of my drip lines. And so just to show you a little bit how it's going to go is I will take this main line, and it'll be running straight down the beds here, and I will tee it off, and it will come up underneath here at the center of the bed, and then it'll come up and it'll tee again, and then I will have 2 lines of drip tape. Since these beds are only 2 feet wide, they really only need 2 lines. So that is my plan there. I'm hoping, since tomorrow is Columbus Day and I do have it off because I'm a federal worker, that I will be able to go ahead and stake out the rest of my garden. So I should be able to fit 2 more 15-foot beds between. So here's my wellhead, but I should be able to fit 2 more 15-foot beds this way, and then at least 6 over to about right here to the line right here. And so that will give me another 12 raised beds that I'll have there. And so, yeah, I'm sort of excited that we're slowly getting things taken care of. I have these 2 other beds. I haven't quite figured out where I'm going to put them at yet, but I'm thinking they may end up going right here, because I have this section that I had planted some herbs pretty late in the summer, and they haven't really done anything. But as I'm looking at them, I am thinking this is where I would sort of like to have a permanent herb bed put together, and I may just do 2 beds here for all of my herbs, and so I'm sort of excited about that. And then we'll look over here. I need more wood chips desperately so I can hold some of this cardboard down. But this was my pollinator garden, and stuff is really starting to come up, so I'm sort of excited about that. And here I have all of my hollyhocks planted, and so I'm really excited. I think next year I might actually get some, because I've got a couple that are pretty decent sized, and they should come all the way up here on the compost pile and hide it. Now, if somebody has had rabbits before, I need your help, because I've never had rabbits before, but I have a rabbit hutch that my son-in-law has, and he does not want rabbits at his house. They've got goats and horses and dogs and cats and everything else. So I'm going to have a couple of rabbits. But it's so bare out here, and there's no real shade, and so I'm worried about the rabbits just heating up too much. I thought maybe just stick it on this side of the rabbit hutch, and I can move those hollyhocks and put the rabbit hutch right there, because it would be very easy to come up and take care of them. but I haven't quite decided yet. And so if anybody has any better ideas, let me know. I like the idea of it being right there so that I can see them from the house. And also the rabbit poo is really close to the garden because that is some of the best manure you can have. So we're waiting to see. So I have to do a little bit more research to figure things out. But the property next to me, when they were excavating for the septic tank, they had a couple of big rocks. And these are some of the smaller ones that I found that they were just going to get rid of. And I was like, oh, we can't do that. So I've got a few little rocks here, but they've got a couple big ones, but they've also got fire ants around them. So I'm trying to be real careful with anything that I'm grabbing right now. But again, we've got the Mexican petunias here. So, and I think I'm going to plant a bunch of tulips or something just right in here and all along here. And the fence is going to come down basically right here to where this sprinkler is. And so that's where that's going to go. And then let's come this way. I'm sorry, I am fairly close to a street right there, but it is what it is. I still have almost an acre, so I'll take it. So the next thing I have coming up here in 2 weeks will be my new storm shelter. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the back side of the storm shelter be right here with the edge of the house. The reason being, I can't really put it back any further, and I don't know if you can see it, but this whole thing slopes down and all of this slopes down, and then it all comes through here and it drains down here and rolls all the way down and hits the neighbor's house. The builder knows, I've told them, so hopefully we'll see what happens. But yeah, so we've got all of that, and so it's an easy entry because my mom lives with me, and so she has some mobility issues, so that's the thing. We're going to make this as easy as we can. And so I want to say it's 13 feet, so it's going to go about to here, and then that's one of my bedroom windows there. But this is the back side of the house, and here's some of these other big rocks that I already have moved up. Yes, I just rolled them because they are too heavy for me to lift up. The poor tomatoes need to just get pulled because the tomato hornworms did a number on them this year. But there's a couple of the other ones, and there's a couple big ones in there that I really want, but I don't know if I can move them by myself. So that's the joys of being single sometimes. You have to see if you can't find some help. But that's sort of where we're at. I still have a little bit more stuff to plant this fall, like all of the bulbs and that kind of stuff will all get planted. I have garlic that I have. It's ready to go in. And I also have onions. I have never planted fall onions, so I'm really excited to try that. And I think my cabbage in this bed here is really getting eaten up by bugs. I guess I'm just going to have to cover it from the get-go and do it that way, but it is what it is at this point, so I'm not going to complain too much. I knew it was a crapshoot on how it would go this year, so it is what it is, basically. And that's sort of where we're at. I think some of the onions will go in that bed. The bed with the tomato plant that did come back from a tomato hornworm is doing pretty good. I've got a couple of basil plants that are really doing well and are going to get harvested here pretty quick so that I can put all of the basil in the freeze dryer and have lots of fresh basil, freeze-dried basil to use all fall and winter long. But that's sort of where we're at. Yeah, so things are coming along. It's slowly but surely, and I'm really happy. Love my house. I love my property, and things are coming along. So I hope you all are having a blessed Columbus Day weekend. Enjoy this time with your friends and family, and hope to see you again. Please like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I really appreciate it, and have a wonderful day. Bye.